following program is intended for mature audiences.
It's the music, movies, and shows you love.
As if we care.
And hate.
You ain't gonna like it none.
And love to hate.
I didn't expect that at all.
This is The Broken Remote.
And coming to you live on tape on this Monday, I don't even know what it is, July 18th in the great year 2022. It is the inaugural first ever episode of The Broken Remote. Rich Eggy here, joining me, my partner in crime, Will the Thrill. Will, how do we do, buddy?
I'm always fantastic. The world is ending. I need to have my pronouns on every single social media app. I need to, go on. It's great.
I am a he/him.
Yeah, he/him.
Through and through.
Yeah.
You could be a. Can you flip it? Can you be a he/she?
No, I would like to be Drew Driz for the rest of this podcast.
Drew Driz.
Otherwise, I will cancel you immediately.
Yeah.
As the gods of Twitter will, enable me to. So
well,
yeah, good stuff.
As much as they can. I mean, you can't get canceled anywhere now. You get canceled Twitter. You get canceled Instagram. You can get canceled through emails. I mean, the canceling is just rocking on all cylinders here, baby.
If you don't use the proper pronouns for Mario on your Nintendo Switch, the thing's just going to burst into flame in your hands at this point. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I mean, Mario. Well, now they got all the bases covered, right? They got Mario, then they got his tall, skinny brother. They also have Toad, so they got the small dwarf guy. Then they got the girl in whatever princess. What is she? Princess something, right?
Princess. There's 5 different princesses at this point.
Oh, there's 5 different. All right. So they got that covered.
Exactly. Yeah. They got all the white blonde girls covered. Thank God. Thank goodness.
And they got the big giant. I mean, they probably need a little bit more diversity, right?
Have you seen the fact they're making that Mario movie with having Seth Rogen voice Donkey Kong and Jack Black be Bowser?
No, I heard about it, and I don't know who's involved. And please don't tell me Jack Black's involved in it.
Oh, Jack Black's involved. Yeah, you're going to hear his voice again.
Oh, fucking kill me. I swear to God. Do you remember when you were there? I think I just started listening to the Ron Burgundy podcast, and I told you it sucked.
Yeah.
Well, it's still the same shit. They still have the girl who's the producer.
Wait, it's still going on?
It's still going on, and they're in season 3 or 4 now. I don't even. I stopped listening to it, and then I saw it pop up, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it another try. And now they do it live shows, so they do it with an audience.
Yeah.
And
really?
So I guess that lets Will do a little.
Crowd work or something,
yeah,
I guess.
And he gets to feed into it a little bit, but the chick is still there. She's still terrible. She's an anchor. She sinks the whole thing. But, sure enough, Jack Black comes on, and he's not Jack Black. He's some made-up character that knew Ron in the 70s and basically just does every one of Jack Black's personas, which is all the same person.
They're all the same person.
It's
all the same person. Kung Fu Panda is just rated G Jack Black. There's nothing different about it.
That's it. Every single time. I just don't understand it.
Oh, the humanity.
Why?
That is, that's upsetting. Yeah, I don't know. My one friend absolutely despise. I'm okay with him, I think, in some roles, but I don't know why whenever they see a movie and they're like, we're going to put animated characters in it, they go, let's put Seth Rogen with his fantastic laugh that's never going to get old and Jack Black starring together in it. I don't know why that's every fucking animated movie. I'm so over it. It's been that way for 10 years.
I'll go one better than you. I don't know why Jack Black gets any roles anymore. I mean, he's just so bad. And I can't think if he's ever been funny. Maybe Tenacious D? Maybe?
Tenacious D was classic. I mean, School of Rock's a classic. I'm struggling to remember.
I mean, that's his wheelhouse, though, right? Like music, funny guy?
I think so. That's what he's sold on, right? That's what he got started with.
Yeah.
Was he good in the King Kong movie by Peter Jackson? Because
no.
I want to say he was, but I have not seen that movie since it came out.
Okay, I gotta. All right, I gotta double back a little bit. He was okay in the Jumanji movies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was in those. He was good at that.
Yeah, he was okay
fun.
in that one. I gotta eat a little crow there. He was okay there, but I mean, I can't really think of much other than that I actually enjoyed it. But I mean, whatever. It's not my cup of tea. I guess it's somebody's because the fucking guy gets jobs left and right.
Yeah.
But
speaking of someone who gets jobs left and right, just to completely take over that tangent, and Jumanji, have you seen that Kevin Hart has an NFT TV show?
Has a what TV show?
Kevin Hart made an NFT TV show. It's like a cartoon.
Oh, that you can only watch if you buy it.
It looks so bad, dude. It looks so bad.
Well,
he's
he's capped out because
he's got to be.
I watched something on Roku that I think, remember they did that Quibi show or that Quibi app, right?
Quibi
and they got rid of it.
No one gave a shit.
Nobody gave a shit. They were just like, nobody wants 10-minute shows, and they went bankrupt within 1 week because it was such a terrible idea. But there was a show with him and John Travolta, and I forget what it was called, Get Hard or something, or Die Hard instead of Die Hard.
Yeah.
And I tried watching it, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm done with Kevin Hart. Like, he's done everything that there is for him to do.
Oh, wait, it was him and Will Ferrell. It was him and Will Ferrell, right?
That was Get Hard. That was Get Hard. That was Get Hard. I'm thinking of, there's something else, and I think I'm screwing up the name, but it was on Roku, and it was Travolta and Kevin Hart, and Travolta teaching him how to be, he was a stunt coach, and he was trying to teach Kevin Hart how to be an action hero.
Oh, Die Harder. Okay.
Something like that. I don't, whatever the hell it was. And it was just so bad. And I was like, there's just nothing left for him. There's nothing left. And now he's going back to doing more rock, pictures.
Yeah. I mean, that's more money that you, me, 5 times over will see for the rest of our lives, just them doing one of those rock movies. Yeah, they could probably buy my apartment, every place I've ever lived.
I'm sold that they just smoke gigantic spliffs and then get high as a kite, come up with some stupid idea like by Rock's Pool, and then just call every single person they know in Hollywood until somebody's like, yeah, I'll greenlight that. Good.
It's got to be like from South Park with the manatees, where they just had manatees grab 5 different colored balls and throw them in the machine. Right. And that's it. It's like, okay, episode. In this movie, The Rock is going to be, and he always has to be the strong main hero. The Rock is going to be the strong, cool hero who is a accountant, who has to make sure that dragons aren't found out to be taking over New York City with the help of Kevin Hart. It's like, okay.
Partner in crime.
Why not do that again?
It's something we've never done before. It's real groundbreaking here. Let me guess. It features The Rock and Kevin Hart. Well, but it's different. Of course it is.
It's different. It's, who it's not going to feature? Bruce Willis, because they hate each other now, apparently. Which I also love.
Bruce Willis and who?
The Rock? No, not Bruce Willis. Fuck. I mean, guy who is he? Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel. The guy
Vin Diesel and The Rock.
One movie franchise and a tree for the last 11 years. Yeah.
More about family. I get it.
Yeah, what about family?
Although I forced myself to watch the most recent one. Have you seen it?
No, I've not. I've seen two of them. I should not make fun of them. I've only seen 2 of them, but I've only heard not great things, which is why I don't even bother.
I swear to God, the newest one, such utter dog shit. I can't even. It was beyond ridiculous. I don't even know how they did the lines with straight faces because they were so bad. So bad. And it was like, when you're doing this, are you just laughing that you're like, your acting sucks? Or do you think that you're really good and this is a really good film?
Is this the one that had I heard there's a spaceship and they go to space?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. That is the one. You got it. I was
really hoping that wasn't real. Okay, good job, everybody. Good job, Hollywood.
I think Fast 9. Fast 9 is what it was.
Okay. And this is where I take all of my money, buy an ape picture, and just hope for the best.
And I think they're making another one. And anytime I hear Fast and Furious,
hey everybody, there's a shit cloud coming,
is exactly what comes into my mind.
Yeah.
It can't be good. It can't be.
No, can't be good. No, nothing's good anymore. There's no movies in theaters that Okay, actually, no, that's not true. Top Gun was solid. I enjoyed Top Gun.
I haven't seen
it. Fun.
I haven't seen it. I'm dying to.
Dude, go check it out. That was Tom Cruise is a nut job who definitely bathes in the blood of virgins every full moon to keep his youth alive. but
Yeah,
damn it, he knows how to make a movie.
He's tapping out at 60 now, right?
Yeah. That's why he's bathing in blood, or he's eating placentas, like also in that other South Park episode. They came up with everything.
It's probably why he dates so young.
Exactly. Well, I mean, isn't like the theory that like Scientology literally has like some sort of auction of women for who will date Tom Cruise or something insane like that?
I have not gotten down any rabbit hole that has led me to articles such as that, but I mean, with Scientology, is there anything that you don't believe?
I was gonna say, yeah. They, me and my freshman year roommate, we spent like one day. We're like, yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. He was a smart guy whose teachings went out of whack, right? Like and then you spend 5 minutes looking it up. And you go, oh, he's an enormous con artist. Oh my God, wow! They did not even try to bury this stuff. It is right there in the open, and none of them can figure it out, I guess.
And I would, you heard all these, all the conspiracy theories and the really like far out ones, right? Like, what is it? Like government people or lizard people? We were talking offline of Opie and Anthony, old Opie and Anthony shows. Did you ever hear the one where they interviewed Rumsfeld and Louis C.K. kept asking him if he was a lizard? It was really funny. Yeah. And he was sitting there and he was like, like these conspiracy theories that say, like all these government people and government are lizard people trying to take over the world. And he was like, you're not a lizard people.
He's canceled.
And he just keeps saying to him, like, say you're not a lizard. Say you're not a lizard.
It's just saying not a lizard.
And Rumsfeld won't say it. And so Louis C.K. won't drop it. And he's just like, he won't say it.
What the fuck?
Right. I wouldn't put that past Scientology because, while I don't know about government people, but I could believe Scientologists are lizard people.
I think, the current theory is the current head of Scientology either murdered his wife or has her basically, some prison encampment that in, one of the thousands of properties they own somewhere. And Leah Remini is trying her hardest to get that woman out and to see daylight again. It's never going to happen.
Well, Leah Remini, right? I mean, Leah Remini, congratulations. She's the one that escaped.
Yeah.
She escaped.
Yeah, she escaped. She did it.
Right. And now she's going out trying to be as public as possible, revealing all the evils of Scientology.
Oh, my God. Yeah, they, fun group.
I never even knew it came from Dianetics, which is hysterical because I remember the L. Ron Hubbard commercials all the way back in the day, which were awesome.
That was before my time. But yeah, Dianetics, holy shit.
I wish
I was around for that.
Oh, dude, search it on YouTube and find Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. And it was a big volcano exploding on the TV. And then they were always hawking those books on the New York subways and shit. And I never knew that was Scientology.
And then one day, well, they don't care about new members anymore. I think their net worth is some ungodly amount, along with blackmailing the government into giving them tax exempt status. Which, if I could do that, would be very helpful right now. But,
me as well, because I spent 2 years shoveling shit.
Yeah,
trying to make ends meet. And
thanks, COVID. And we're not talking about the new Star Wars movies.
No,
look at that.
Although look at that. I mean, congratulations. That's what I'm talking about right there. That people is what you call a transition, a segue, if you will. So, but we were talking about what we do on our first inaugural episode, because the two of us, so fill you in a little bit of the background on Will and myself. We met at a financial firm where we were both hired to start up a desk, and through the period of just figuring out what the hell we were actually doing and dealing with some gems out in Mumbai, we probably spent a good 60% of our time talking about movies, TV, music, and primarily talking about Star Wars, because
we were classics.
Right. And we were so thinking about what we could do here on the first episode. It was like, why don't we just go back to our wheelhouse, right? So it was like, let's talk about it, and I'll throw it to you. Let's just take the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, what did you think?
Okay. I will start with the good. I thought it had some really good, maybe some of my favorite Star Wars moments, underline bold moments.
Are you trying to be kind, or you really feel this way?
I really liked the Anakin Kenobi kind of closure scene. I thought that was great.
Okay, I'm with you.
I thought that was great. I thought some of the Darth Vader scenes where he fucked people up was really cool.
Okay. I'm still with you.
And I thought Ian McGregor was really good as Kenobi for the most part.
I think he tried hard.
I think he did. I think he wanted this show, I think, more than the writers did, I guess. I think that's how you can put it.
We're getting closer to where my opinions lie.
It is... I don't know how, and I don't know where to start, because there's just a lot in that show. But why is it that in every recent Star Wars movie, they take the same fucking, like, caliber actor, and they're like, you're going to be a rebel in this scene, and you have no flaws, and you're going to use the same boring, monotone voice, and then be like, are you sure you want to go out there? As the hero who I'm trying to care about has to spend like 40% of the plot dealing with you, while you're just like, I'm generic good guy. And it's I don't know. There's something about that last episode when Kenobi was leaving the ship to go sacrifice himself, and all the rebels were told him not to go.
And he does the
oh my god, dude. Okay, yeah,
big,
let's get
huge
into it.
motivational speech to everybody.
Oh my god. It's just like, why?
But it just feels like they offer any kind of actor that has some kind of name a role in any Marvel or Star Wars property. Let's just stick to Star Wars for now.
Yeah, Marvel's a whole other can of worms.
And then they're just like, look, it'll be a development deal. We're going to make content for you. So O'Shea Jackson Jr., you want to come on here? We're going to make you some unnamed, bland, superhero, like, or complimentary, not superhero, but complimentary good guy rebel. And we'll backfill your story down the line with maybe your own show.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Here's something we might disagree on. What did you think of, what was her name? The Inquisitor woman? The sixth sister? Reva. Yeah, Reva. I thought she was okay. I mean, her art. She was bad. She was swimming upstream, right? I mean, like she is a good actress. I think she just had a very poorly written part that was so, like, from the first scene, I was talking to my friends, like, what do you think is going to be happening with her? And I was like, it's spoiler alert, I guess, by the way. It was so obvious that she was going to be like one of the surviving younglings or something and was going to try to kill you couldn't telegraph it more. Yeah. It was... I mean, it was 5 younglings, and the oldest, tallest one was a youth black girl, and all of a sudden, it's the Inquisitors, and there she is, and it's like, hold on, why would they have put that on the front end unless on the back end that's her? Right? Yeah, exactly. And it was supposed to be a big reveal, and I thought I don't know about right away, but soon thereafter, because I kept thinking, nowadays, you've seen so much content presented so many ways with, the big reveal and the twist and the turn, that anytime you see something out of place, all my mind keeps doing is being like, why is it there? Like, why did they show the younglings? Why did they show the younglings? They've got to tie it in. And so then eventually it was like, I don't know, episode 2 maybe, I was like, I bet that's one of the girls. Then listening to podcasts, everybody and their brother was like, yeah, that's Reva. That's Reva. Yes, that 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone figured it. If you have half a brain, if you know how like a story structure works, you're like, oh, that's obviously who this character is. I can predict the future. Right. I just don't. I liked, like, The Mandalorian season 1 was phenomenal. That was amazing television. Season 2, I've enjoyed a lot, and I loved those 2 episodes he was in Boba Fett. But every show so far, besides like really The Mandalorian, has felt so unnecessarily bloated. Oh, completely. Why aren't they just doing movies? Like 2 hours seems perfect. 6 hours is overkill. They can't figure out how to do it. And I guess to my point now, the Obi-Wan, let me double back there and give my quick hit thoughts here, is that, number one, I was not a fan of it overall. Yeah. I did really like the Vader Obi-Wan scenes, not the first one, which makes no sense whatsoever. We definitely disagree on that part, but I'm totally with you. I can see how you get that. Yeah. And we had talked about this offline, but basically my problems with that scene is that
basically Vader has him up in the air using the Force, drops him down, pulls him into the fire, puts the fire out with his hand, and then all of a sudden some random girl, another one of these heroines that we don't really care about, and she dies because she can't go on.
It's
right?
a girl boss. It's a girl boss. Come on. Yeah.
Right. And so she starts a ring of fire in front of them, and I don't know, for some reason, Vader can't blow out that ring of fire, and he can't pick up Obi-Wan over the fire, even though he just held them suspended in air. Not to mention, a couple of episodes later, he pulls an entire fucking ship out of the sky toward him.
That was badass. That was fucking badass, though. That's all I cared about for that part.
The broken logic confuses the shit out of me, and so I did like some of the scenes. I really did like the the lightsaber duel at the back end. 6 hours was too much for me. Reva, I don't blame the actress. She was given nothing to fucking work with at all. I mean, it was terrible. I didn't. The fifth brother, who was of Asian descent, I think he was in Fast and the Furious too, right?
I loved the character design. I'm not sure if they're gonna do anything with him after this.
Minus his accent. He's supposed to be an alien, and then it's like, he's just speaking Japanese. You might as well just speak Japanese out of that costume.
No. Haven't you ever seen Thumb Wars? It's like, how can we have a British accent when we're in outer space and there isn't any Britain? And then Darth Vader kills the guy.
There was somebody on podcast, and I forget who it was. They were talking about, it's just about British accents in outer space. It just works. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
They're wearing Nazi-esque uniforms. They have British accents. You're thinking about it too hard. Right. And, the thing is, you can think about it, not too hard, and then you cannot think about it at all, and then you get into some of the other Force shit you could see in some of the other movies, but we don't talk about those.
Right. So anyway, to go where you were going with the movies, done with Obi-Wan, but I think I agree with you, right? The state of affairs with Star Wars right now is that they just don't know how to do a movie, and I don't even know when. I will say Rogue One, out of all of the things post Return of the Jedi, is the only one that I can watch over again. It's the only one. The prequels, I can't do it. The sequels, I can't do it. Rogue One, I can. And I can actually do a little bit of Han Solo, too. The Solo film wasn't terrible.
It was not terrible. There was a couple eye roll moments, but overall I liked it. I like Donald Glover. He can never do anything wrong in my eyes.
He's pretty good.
He's fantastic.
I liked him as Lando.
Yeah, he was great as Lando. The guy who was... Wait, are they still making... Oh, I was going to say, are the Game of Thrones writers still getting I know you never watched Game of Thrones. Or you did watch Game of Thrones,
I did. I caught up with it, and then we watched that last season together when we were at our financial firm.
Once again, that's a whole other conversation. I will go off on that at some point, because that is... But they had a movie that got canceled.
Yeah, well, all right.
Rian
So
Johnson had a trilogy that's canceled.
Yeah,
they have so much content. Holy shit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Okay, so and we're talking about state of affairs here of Star Wars and what they've got to go forward. So here are the movies that are slated, right? So far you've had the prequels, which I did not care for. I mean, number one, they can't do anything adult. Everything's got to be kiddie now, and I think that's part of my biggest issue with the property right now is that it doesn't have to be for children. Because Empire Strikes Back, I mean, sure, it was science fiction, but it wasn't for children. I mean, it was some good stuff. But anyway, prequels no, sequels no. Here's the new movies coming out. So new movies, which there has not been one since Solo, right?
Yeah, Solo, that was it, which was fun. That was a while ago. God damn.
Right? There wasn't anything after Solo, right? Because
I don't think there was anything after Solo. No,
Rise of Skywalker came before that, correct?
It might have been right after. Let me look at that just really quick.
So, and while you look at that, because that's how sad this is that I can't even remember. But anyway, they killed movies after that. We have three movies.
Rise of Skywalker came out the next year, but I'm pretty sure Solo's what sank the whole movie part.
For sure. So they have, from what I researched, 3 movies that are scheduled to be December of 23, December of 25, and December of 27. I don't know who's helming those. They might have been the Rian Johnson set sequels, and they're trying to figure out where they're supposed to go. They also have a trilogy coming from, I can't pronounce his name, Taika Waititi.
Yeah, he's the guy that did Thor.
Yes.
The new one apparently was not good, but I've not seen it yet.
I have not seen it either. I've also heard it is not good. But he's slated to do a trilogy. You also have Rogue Squadron, which I was kind of looking forward to because I was hoping it would be in the, that Rogue One vein, of kind of military war movie. That was supposed to be done by the girl Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman 84.
Jesus Christ.
She had a
did both of
fallout
them.
with Disney. And I don't think she's even doing it anymore.
Did you see? I mean, once again, this is a whole other conversation, but the Wonder Woman movies were just so. I'll say overall, I like the first one. The second one was such a fall from grace. It was so bad.
I started watching the second one, which was Wonder Woman 1984, and I basically couldn't figure out what the hell it was.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I just bailed on it. Because I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, what's her face from Essex? Kristen Wiig's in this.
Yeah, which is like, I love Kristen Wiig. She's phenomenal, except in that role. That was so bad.
Yeah, and then you got Mandalorian in it, and it was campy, but it wasn't Batman and Robin campy.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get my hands around it. And then I put it down and I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to pick it up again. Because
don't do it. I mean,
why would
maybe
you?
just for the last scene. Maybe just for the last fight scene, because that was... Look, my whole family, who are very forgiving for a lot of movies, even they were just like, should we turn this off? And I'm like, we came this far. We got to just see this through.
Well, it's a weird thing that's going on with all these properties now because they did the whole long, drawn-out, multi-storyline coming together, and they did it fairly well. Some people weren't a fan of Endgame. I thought it was okay.
I hate time travel as a mechanic.
Yes.
I will.
You had mentioned that, yes.
I fucking hate time travel. Unless
it's such
like
an easy
Doctor
out.
Who.
It's an easy out for everything.
It's such an easy out. But anyway, that's another conversation.
Infinity War was really good, and so I mean they did that well. And now they're kind of stuck where
Infinity War was great. Yeah.
All these other, not properties, but the production companies and whoever owns the properties are like, you know what? We don't want to do the same thing the Marvel did. So let's do like a period piece. Wonder Woman, the first one, or let's do something that's a little off center. So we'll do the Thor Ragnarok, and then followed up by Thor: Love and Thunder, and Rich talkie dummy.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984, right? And nobody wants to see that. People want to see the same formula that Marvel started with, and I think that's the issue. Is that you can't make stuff that people don't want to see, and people don't want to see one-off, goofy movies.
But they will see the Goofy movie. That was a fantastic animated film. Everyone loved it.
I'm not going to... I shit you not. I watched Chippendales Rescue Rangers, and it's on Disney Plus.
That's right.
And it's fucking good. It's good. It's a good movie, and I didn't know anything about it, and it turns out it was done by...
Lonely Island, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was done by the guys that did Lego Movie, right?
Oh, was it them? Oh shit.
Or am I screwing up? It was done by somebody. Who can Google it faster?
I'm looking.
I didn't know
right
enough
now.
about it, and Lonely Island. Lonely Island.
It was Lonely Island. Yes.
That's
okay,
it. Lonely
Island.
Island. That's right. It wasn't Lego Movies. It was Lonely Island. Yeah. And which obviously Lonely Island is Sandberg and his buddies from where'd they go?
Yeah.
Harvard, Stanford?
No, like NYU, I think.
Were they NYU? Whatever it was.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they were a production company. Buddies.
No one cares. No one cares where they went. Yeah, they're just funny.
And it was great. And it was fucking great. And kudos to the Chippendale movie. It actually is pretty funny.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah, it is. It's worth it, especially if you've ever seen it, ever grew up in any era that had it, and you're kind of like, this is not going to be good. They actually made it really good.
All I know about Chippendale is that they have those annoying little voices because I played that game Kingdom Hearts, which I'm not sure you ever heard of.
I've heard of Kingdom Hearts. I never played it.
It is an acquired taste, I will say that. Yeah,
it was a pretty big franchise because it incorporated everything, correct?
It was like Final Fantasy and Disney was nuts, but like that's where I know Chippendale from. But they had that other movie like Palm Spring or something. It was on Hulu.
Oh, that was really good. I saw that one.
Fantastic.
That was a great one too.
Great movie. Yeah, I love that one. That had time travel, but I didn't hate it.
No, it did. It was good. It was, I mean, whatever. It was Groundhog Day, a modern day
Yeah,
Groundhog
exactly.
Day, but it
Yeah.
worked. And that's all I care.
Yeah.
All I care about the property, if you're going to take it and copy it, is that it works.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and I thought that one did. So, all right, let me reel it back in and go back
Yeah,
into
thank God. Someone
these,
needs to. Yeah. thank goodness.
these movies. So, like I said, they got the one trilogy, the Taki Waititi trilogy, Rogue Squadron, and then after that, they have the Ryan Johnson trilogy, which they have not killed yet. But all of those
Yeah.
movies that are mentioned, they're all rudderless, undefined, not related to any of the storyline that has been laid out, people have grown to love at all. They're all just kind of like, we're going to take Star Wars and we're going to go in a different direction, but it's not going to be with any of the old property, which is kind of like, well, then it's not fucking Star Wars. It's just in space. Are you going to have lightsabers? Are you going to use the Force? Are you going to take those away? What are you going to do with it if you're going to get rid of those characters? And I know everybody's sick of them, blah, 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 blah. I personally am not. Which is why I like The Mandalorian. I still think there's areas that you could pursue. But, you're going to try to do movies and take them in a new direction. What are you going to do with it?
I think it's weird because they're not going in a completely new direction. Like all the characters they're making these TV shows out of, for like the side or supporting characters, they're going to have a fucking like entire show about that one diner chef in Attack of the Clones or whatever, where
Yeah.
the guy who points out the dart to Kenobi.
Yes,
like he's gonna get.
I forgot what his name was. The big fat guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Every New York diner owner you've ever met in your life, he's gonna get a 6-episode series at any point in time. I'm sure of it. And it's just, I don't know why they're not going completely new with it. Like I would be kind of cool if they went either just make it's Star Wars. You are in a fucking galaxy of this infinite time period, and you were focused on this one little slice. I guess they did add their own that was like tangentially related to whatever whatever the pre-existing franchise was that people actually enjoyed, and I think most people greatly disliked it.
Which was
the sequel series.
Well, they didn't do it right. They didn't do it right.
Yeah, like Rey. Sorry, Daisy Ridley. That character sucked. Like it was just a horrible. Like Finn could have been really cool, and then they just threw him in the trash for some reason for 2 movies after the first one, which I don't understand why.
Because they didn't have a plan.
Rose. I know. Oh, that's like
They didn't have a plan.
How do you even get started on that? How do you have this gigantic franchise you paid $4 billion
$4
for?
fucking billion.
$4 billion for, and then you make is it hubris? Is it just like I don't give a fuck these people? I'm just gonna make whatever movie, and these idiots are gonna watch it because it's Star Wars. I just don't understand what their thought process was there
Force Awakens had potential, right? And then all of a sudden you hand it off to Ryan Johnson, and he's like, oh, I'm going to kill Snoke, and I'm going to kill Luke Skywalker, and I'm going to make Luke Skywalker the biggest fucking sissy on the planet.
Yeah.
And there goes your fucking property. And there goes your property. There goes all of Star Wars, all in one movie.
I so greatly hate... What was the second... Episode 8, what was that one called? Was that Rise of Sky... No, that was this 9th one.
Yeah, 6. No, Last Jedi was 8.
I really don't like The Last Jedi, but I think over time I've started to hate The Rise of Skywalker more, just because Ryan Johnson at least had like the balls to kind of have his own idea. Like I hated his ideas, but at least they were new. And then the 9th one was just like, oh, please don't be mad at us. We'll fix all of these things that you want on Twitter. Oh.
It was all fan service. It was pretty terrible.
Just this mealy-mouthed response they had to the hatred of that last movie, I have zero respect for. Whereas I have a little bit for Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Kind of going on his own. I still don't like any of the ideas he had. Maybe like 1 or 2 of them. But overall...
I respect the opinion. I just look at it differently because I don't feel anything toward Rise of Skywalker because to me, there was nothing you could have done with the series after The Last Jedi. I mean, he so royally fucked it up. by everything that he did. You know, like I was kind of interested in what Snoke was, and then he's dead.
What do you mean? No, he's a failed clone. You
That's
didn't
right.
know that?
He's a
How'd you not know
failed
that?
clone.
No,
You know,
remember they subtly set that up in episode 7 with this thing that they totally are going to retcon in, and with some comic series they release in 5 years.
Wait. I completely forgot this. Okay, I should have brought this up. I am the sucker. Here he is. The sucker is me. Here it is. I'm going to admit that I ended up buying Shadow of the Sith audiobook, and I'm listening to that fucking fan fiction bullshit.
Is it good? It sounds like it's not based on those last few.
You know what? I don't know. I haven't got enough into it. And for those that don't know, Shadow of the Sith is a brand new book that was just released that is supposed to be I don't know. It's supposed to weave the cloth together of the middle trilogy and the second trilogy. So it's after Return of the Jedi, it's before Force Awakens, and they go into, who is Rey, who is Rey's father, which is the clone of Palpatine. And
is that what he is?
Yeah. So Rey's father is a clone of Palpatine who, escapes or whatnot. They go into, they do Luke, and they put him together. I don't even remember his name. I when I hear it, I know it. But the very first guy in Force Awakens who gives the map to Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
And he's kind of faceless, and he was like, she's still a princess to me.
Yeah.
Whoever that old guy is, he's in this book, and he pals around with Luke. Lando's in the book. Lando's mystery daughter, who was stolen from him, is in this.
I forgot they gave him a mystery daughter.
Yeah. So she's got. They talk about it in this, and what is really just, it's just a stretch. Do you remember in the Rise of Skywalker when they finally talk about how Rey's parents die, and there's the orange alien with 2 eyes, Ochia Bestoon. Ochia Bestoon.
The guy who killed him, right?
The guy who killed him.
Yeah.
Yes.
The dagger.
This story is all about him and like the dagger, and they're just basically saying like, how can we get from A to B? And because it didn't work the way we did it, and they're going to do it in an audiobook, and that's what it is.
I have to give props to whoever that writer is, because he didn't come up with any of these ideas. And they said, you need to connect these two. And this guy he's probably at his desk every morning. He's got one of those, just those boards in front of him with the twine and the fabric connecting.
It's like a CSI screen.
Yeah, exactly.
A CSI scene.
It's that meme from It's Always Sunny where the guy's like, he's like, I figured it all out. Pepe Sylvia.
Phil, here is a box of duct tape, and here is a box of bubble gum, and you're going to have to chew up this shit and put it together and make this work. No original thought, just work it.
Yeah. Is there any guidelines supposed to follow? You saw the movies. Make it canon somehow.
Make it work.
How am I supposed to make this canon? You figure it out, idiot. Yeah, and they just, throw a brick at his head with just a list of things he has to do.
It's ridiculous.
God,
and so I sucked myself into getting that and listening to it because it got, pretty solid reviews, and it's okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but
yeah.
Again, this is what happens when you don't have a plan. And I think that it's the biggest pill for me to swallow as a really diehard Star Wars fan is that there was no plan going into the sequel. Mm-hmm. And now, we're left with, this bunch of shit. So we talked about the movies.
So
there's nothing, right? And then if you want to go to the shows, right, because this is part of what you were, referencing was that the shows are just kind of filler as well. They're just the Bad Batch season 2, Andor, Tales of the Jedi, Mandalorian season 3.
I've never watched any
Ashoka.
Of the animated. I've never watched any of the animated Star Wars stuff. Like my brother and one of my friends have nothing but good things to say about Clone Wars. I think they said there's like some episodes that are skippable or whatever, but they said for the most part it was really good.
It's just long.
So
it's 7 seasons, and I think they're like 22 episodes.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I have other things to do. I can't watch all that Star Wars content. I like Star Wars. I do not love it to that degree.
It's a big investment of time, dude. And I tried to pick it up, and I can't do it.
Ahsoka, they say she's a cool character, and like the 5 minutes I've seen of her in The Mandalorian, she seems cool.
I guess,
but I don't. I as someone who's, Hopefully that's good. I hope they don't. Even if she's a huge fan favorite, which I'm sure she is. Look at me playing to the crowd or whatever right now, just trying to be as, because I've never seen the show, so I have just no opinion about her. The show's gonna be bloated. Like, even if it gives you all the Ahsoka moments you want, there's gonna be so much extra bullshit that whoever is an actual fan of her, they're just gonna be like, oh great, another like 2 episodes out of the 4 of this series that are focused on fucking Watto's cousin or some shit. Yeah.
Or like you said, the fat diner guy that knows what the dart is.
Yeah, they're gonna have like a redemption arc for Jar Jar Binks that takes up 3.5, fucking episodes of whatever, however the length of her show is. And it's gonna be a really cool scene of her like going into some fucking prison, saving somebody, and then it's gonna be Jar Jar going like, Misa became an accountant, and now you're like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like, why is this here?
It just feels now, and again, I mean, to me, we talked about this, and here's something that you hear all the time now on podcasts, and like, did that need to be made? Did we really need that show, right? And I mean, I kind of feel that way for Ahsoka. Like, okay, she had a little run in, it wasn't Rebels, it was the Clone Wars. People kind of dug her, but I don't hear anybody clamoring for an Ahsoka series. Like, let her just do cameos in The Mandalorian, and people would dig that so much more.
So the Ahsoka thing's not what gets me nervous. It's these fucking like 8 other shit, like the Acolyte TV series,
the Acolyte, Skeleton Crew.
Like, I like Star Wars. I'm glad there's still content coming out, but just the fucking amount of it in the next couple of years, and like, this is also the cream of the crop, I have to imagine, right now that's coming out. Like, these are we can get these out right now, and eventually this well's going to run dry, and eventually 5 years down the line, when Ahsoka season 4 is out and Kenobi season 6 is out, and it's like you've already told those stories that you could have in these already bloated seasons, and you're extending it so drastically.
Well,
Where the fuck do you go with this?
I don't know. I feel personally that the reason that we're getting such heavy content distribution right now out of Disney, like you're referencing, is only because Jon Favreau hit it out of the park with The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Right? Because if Mandalorian sucks, and look, not a lot of people had big high hopes for The Mandalorian.
Absolutely not.
No. I mean, it really overshot and outkicked its coverage. That's the reason that you see so much. Because if that wasn't good, I doubt you'd get all this shit.
Yeah, they see one thing that works, they immediately clamor to make more.
Yeah, and they need it for Disney Plus. I mean, look, if we'll dabble a little bit in Marvel only as a point of reference here, but look at what they're doing. It's the same thing with Marvel. They need content for Disney Plus. So, they've got their movies that they're making with the bigger characters. And then with Disney Plus, we're just going to inject every little piece of shit we can throw in here because we need it. We'll do it, on low budget, and you'll eat it up anyway. So you get Mrs. Marvel. You get the Hawkeye show, which had a second Hawkeye in it. You get WandaVision, which I liked, but I liked it because of its kind of like inner consciousness, like breaking the fourth wall and doing the TV shows and poking fun at that. Loki was okay, I guess. The What If I didn't really care about.
So WandaVision, I haven't. I'm so tired of Marvel. That's a whole. It's like I could go off, man. I could go off.
Well, we'll save that for the next podcast where we'll shit on Marvel. But
exactly, all of Disney. Disney's just they have so much. They have so much potential, so much quality things they can be making.
Yes,
and
that's the point.
For some reason, they just go, "Do we make something new?" No. Let's take this thing that works and run it into your face until you hate it.
Constantly. Just keep getting whacked, and whacked again. I don't necessarily understand it, but you're right. That's their MO. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they know how to do.
I wish they would just calm down a bit. Just a bit. Like, you don't have to throw it down my gullet. I'm not a pelican. I just, come on.
Well, so let's go back to Star Wars. So, I mean, I think part of the problem, like, we talked about is that, Disney Plus is pumping out all this crap, and they're doing a lot of it TV. For the movies, I just feel like they don't have any kind of idea. Does it feel like they have any idea what they're doing?
I don't think they do. I think it's the fact that the first sequel trilogy was completely played by ear. I'm really kind of thinking they're doing now with all these series. There's no, as much as I don't like current Marvel, at least there's like one showrunner, like
Right.
in Kevin Feige, who kind of lays the foundation of where things will go. It's a gigantic Jenga tower at this point, and it's way too high for its own good, and it's going to collapse any day now. But, will they get like another phase of franchises out before people are finally over it? Probably. But Star Wars has none of that, I think. It doesn't. As much as I like Jon Favreau.
There's no Feige, right? And Kathleen Kennedy is completely asleep at the wheel, because had she not been, there would have been some kind of semblance of structure to this shit. Instead, the only thing that has any kind of structure to it, which is why they're making like little spin-offs within it, is The Mandalorian. Because Favreau gets it, and he's kind of created his own world while at the same time kind of touching outside of that to the universe that we're all familiar with, right? And he's doing it in a way that doesn't ruin the old property, but actually enhances it while creating something entirely new within his own.
That is clearly a property he really likes a lot, and he's a very talented storyteller, as most of his movies have shown. Maybe not. I watched a review on YouTube. It was like 2.5 hours long that you should watch about The Lion King, which was it's a part one of how bad it is. It's very entertaining.
What, the very first Lion King, or
no,
like the reshot? The reshot live animation one,
which is has convinced me that it is the worst movie of all time. But I don't think that's Jon Favreau's fault. I think that's probably Disney having its muddy, grubby little hands over every aspect of that movie.
Well, that might have been a handshake too, right? Something. Hey, you
get this done. I get this done. You're probably 100% right. That's how he got Mandalorian.
That's how he got Mandalorian.
You direct my Lion King movie that we will be doing at the bare minimum of effort.
I got an offer you can't refuse.
And you can get your little Star Wars show. I'm sure it'll go nowhere. Fuck you, Jon Favreau. And he goes, okay, just want to make a show.
I just want to make a show, yeah. Do you ever watch any of his other stuff, The Chef Show?
No, I haven't watched any of that. The Chef movie was fantastic. The show was...
Watch The Chef Show. The Chef Show is awesome. The Chef Show is great. It's just him cooking with this dude... famous cook out in California or something.
Oh,
yeah. Whoa! Oh.
Okay.
Are you fucking retarded?
So, I forgot the guy's name, but it's a good show. So, but here, should they just give it to Favreau? Just give Star Wars to Favreau like Feige?
That's so. I don't think he would want it. Like, that's such a burden. Like, just give him like his show. He's gonna manage Mandalorian great. Anything that touches, let him have some input on.
He's not old, right? He's what, 50?
It's not that he's old, but Jon Favreau, I feel like, has got like his hands in a bunch of pies, and I feel like he's like creative enough where he's gonna want to do different things. Like, there's got to be some Star Wars virgin nerd out there who just, like, he wants nothing more than to hold this franchise and just lay out how, like, the structure should go. Now, granted, that's a lot of power to give one idiot, but
yeah,
Kevin Feige figured it out. He kind of built it, I guess, from scratch, the MCU. So,
with what Favreau's shown, he's 55. You just bring him in and you say, look, John, 10 years. Just give us 10 years. The baby is all yours.
Yeah.
And at 65, you're done with Star Wars, and, we'll build you your own theme park that's just Jon Favreau land.
Jon Favreau land. Everyone walks through a giant plastic version of his face to go into some roller coaster.
You get it, and we don't. And you do good shit, and everybody loves it, and we need to fix this. So it's all yours. And then just give him whatever he wants for 10 years. 10 years flies by. When we started at that company, it was 2016. That was 6 years ago.
Yeah. Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
I know.
That
Time-
feels way too long.
Time flies, man.
Damn,
It does
dude.
not
God.
stop for anybody.
Jesus Christ.
Before you know it, you're going to be married with a kid.
That Dave Filoni guy who did Clone Wars, he seems to know what's good. But I also, once again, never watched Clone Wars. So what the fuck do I know? All I know is I don't want Kathleen Kennedy being like the ultimate purveyor anymore, because she clearly does not seem to give a shit. And it is just like...
I think she
the
gives a
hubris
shit.
of the-
I just don't think she gets it. But continue. You're talking about the hubris.
It's just that's just the part that will always blow me away. I just cannot believe. Like I greatly dislike J.J. Abrams, mainly because of these movies. He will be impossible for him to. He will have to make a good fucking movie, like something that's amazing Lord of the Rings content or something, to redeem himself in my eyes. But now I'm nervous of that because his bullshit mystery box story theory he applies to all movies.
I mean, he has done some really solid stuff, but now in hindsight, as I look back at it, I feel like he really just copies the same stuff over and over again.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god. By just fucking what was that show he had? That
Which
ended
one?
In everyone, the
Alias,
island
the one with Jennifer Garner.
No, the other one.
Lost.
Lost. That's it. Oh my god. Yeah. I feel like Lost is like the original Game of Thrones, in that everyone loved it until the ending happened
Because they ran out of shit.
and you just the ending was just so. What the fuck is this? Like,
Right.
This is how you're ending this show? I devoted so much time to this.
Because
It was so fun.
Well, different than Game of Thrones, they didn't run out of books, but they just ran out of ideas. And then they were like, we penciled our,
Yeah.
we painted ourselves in a corner here, and what do? Just end it. Just say they're
end
dead.
it. Just end it. Oh, fuck. I'm tired today, I've been writing this for, like, how many seasons? I'm so tired, but they wanted, like, a satisfying end. But I'm tired. What was that one, season one? Someone said they were dead after the first episode. That was it. Make it that. Make
Will,
it that.
good idea.
Fuck
Do
you.
that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with
do that.
Will on this one.
Yeah,
just
do
just
it.
pencil
Yeah.
the ship down, and
Yeah,
they're all dead.
I want to go home. I'm so tired. I'm so tired with my millions of dollars from making this TV show. You're giving me Star Trek?
I want to go home
Fine,
on my
I'm
futon and drink a White Claw and
drink a White
watch
Claw,
Real
yeah.
Housewives and not do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm just done with today. I'm exhausted. And then he makes that a show, and everyone goes, "This sucks," and he goes, "What are you gonna do?" Anyway, I'm not gonna reshoot it.
You know what?
I'm not gonna reshoot it. That's so insulting to everyone that worked on this episode. And you go, all the actors were great, the set designers were great. They tried their hardest. Who didn't try their hardest? D&D from Game of Thrones and J.J. Abrams was the fucking writer. You piece of shit. Give me my life back.
But then he's sitting at a bar with his best friend, and he's like, how are you going to dig yourself out of this? You really fucked up on Lost. You know what? I'm just going to redo Star Trek. I'm going to shoot the whole thing again.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that guy, Zach, whatever, from fucking Heroes that everybody says looks like Spock. I'm just going to have him do Spock.
Have you heard of Chris Pine? No. Well, just you wait.
And I'm just going to do the whole thing. I got Leonard Nimoy. He hasn't done shit in years. He's all on board. I'm going to have him do a cameo. It's going to be perfect. And it's
We're
going to
make
take
a
me
Star
nothing.
Trek movie that's actually exciting. Yeah, things will actually occur in this movie besides, the boring parts, the prequel trilogy of Star Wars, where it's like, you know what people care about? Space politics. Let's do it.
I think people are starting to bail on space altogether.
I don't know what the next trend is going to be, but I have a feeling that superheroes in space won't be part of it.
So
that is my theory.
So if we were to venture back to space and we were to go to a galaxy, a long time ago, far away.
Far away.
Will, you've got control of the franchise. You are now Jon Favreau that we want.
I have to.
How do you fix it? How do you fix it? Sum it up here. Can it be fixed? Number one, can it be fixed, and if so, how?
You absolutely can fix it. But the will theory, I'm going to take a feather out of Patton Oswalt's cap. Just say fuck it. Just combine everything. Star Wars and Marvel, same universe now.
No, they've been talking about it. People want it.
Just do it. Just do it. Thanos comes back from the dead. He teams up with Palpatine, and now Luke Skywalker.
Palpatine never dies.
Luke Skywalker and Tony Stark, who it turns out through the Force was able to survive
I see what
Now
you're doing
on
here.
his party planet, him and Luke Skywalker have to team up to fight the new bad guys. Who, by the way, who turns out isn't Thanos, and it's not Palpatine. It's Green Goblin again, because he was really popular years ago, and that way we don't have to come up with a new villain, because that's a lot of work. And all I want to do, I'm so tired today, Rich. I'm so tired. Let's just pull out a villain from some other movie made good. We'll just use that as our main bad guy.
Right, okay. I mean, we might as well reuse the Hulk. And, you know, the Dr. Doom rumors, people are pushing for Giancarlo, what is his name, from Breaking Bad, and from Grand Moff Gideon, whatever.
You know what?
They want him to play either Dr. Doom or Professor X.
Let's do it. Fuck it. I'm down.
In this one,
Balls to
Professor
the
X
wall.
walks, though.
In this one,
We're just going to get rid of him being crippled and all that shit.
Of course,
you know?
yes. And then you can have Michael Fassbender and Sir Ian McKellen fight to the death over who gets to be Magneto for this new movie.
Or we could just fuck everybody up and put them into the Star Wars universe as they're both
Jedis now.
they're both Jedis
now. Yeah.
And then everybody's looking around. They're like, oh, I don't even know. Hold on. Chris Evans can come in, but he'll be playing, the Human Torch instead of fucking Rogers.
Yeah,
so
and then you got to make sure you have, just some young TikTok star also being overly heavily featured, so that we can get the Gen Z crowd in those seats.
What do we do? Who do we take from that? Do you take? I'm just going to rip off names. Unspeakable. Do you do Dan TDM?
I know that name.
Who are some other ones? Ninja, Preston Plays.
Ninja died, I'm convinced, and they just have some body pillow they put in front of a Twitch camera, and that's all that happens now. There's reruns of his old Fortnite games.
Oh, all right, possibly. I like that conspiracy.
You get that bad baby girl, the girl who was on Dr. Phil, who screamed at her mother and is now worth fucking $50 million or some shit.
Somebody else just told me about that story, and I don't know who she was.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the second time I've heard that story recently, and I never even knew who this chick was.
Because it's outrageous. It's outrageous, but that's a whole other conversation for a whole other thing. But
True that.
You know what? No, she's Star Wars now. She's baby Skywalker. She is Luke's and Lando's daughter's cloned child or something, and she's going to save the universe.
I see what you're doing.
Palpatine Force.
I see where you're going with that. Yep. I like it. I like it.
And she teams up with Tony Stark and Chris Evans. There you go.
So that's where we'll wrap it up. We'll continue on in the next show where we'll venture out. Maybe we'll go into Marvel. Maybe we'll do something else. But we're hitting about the hour mark here, and we've taken Star Wars and we've taken a beaten horse and beaten it more to death. But it's always therapeutic to get this out because you can never talk too much about the wrongs of Star Wars.
This is my therapy.
This is. And
this is how I get over what they did to me.
We'll leave it off at that. We'll leave it to you to figure out where the great IP of Star Wars should go next. And then we will see you in a short time. We'll be doing this, pretty routinely, and we'll figure out some other shit to talk about, music, movies, all the rest of it, as we come to a crashing halt. Peace out, Will.
Please subscribe my OnlyFans. Yeah.
Howdy, we'll talk to you later. Peace.